Welcome to the garage. I'm Robert, and this is Haslip Cycleworks. If you remember last time on our Vulcan build, I showed you the seat hoop that we're going to be using and the LED taillight that will be integrated into our seat hoop. And in this corner, I'll put up a video of the walk around of the Vulcan as it sits now before we really get into it. In this corner, I'll put up a little video of the leveling and stabilization setup we came up with for the Vulcan. Links to both of those videos down in the description. Since then, been busy ordering some parts, so I'll go ahead and unbox those now. First part we have are our new rear shocks. Fully adjustable, external reservoir. You can adjust the preload on them. You can change the eyelets to meet the mount diameter for your particular application. The reviews were really good on them, and I've seen them used in a few other videos for some projects, and everyone was very happy with them. And you can't beat the price point. I want to say that for these two shocks and the spanner wrenches, here's the second one, from shipped were less than $100. Can't really beat that. The spring rates, I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I compared them to the current Vulcan spring rates, and these are just a little bit stiffer, which is kind of what we want since we're changing the balance point on the bike. We're actually adjusting where the weight's going to sit on the bike, but a little firmer, not a bad thing. The reason we went with the seat hoop, well, it's in this box. Let me just show you. I haven't even taken this out of the cellar thing yet. This seat is freaking awesome. It's got, well, let me show you the actual seat first. Still in the cellophane. It is a diamond pattern stitching with the edging all around. You can see this. So the diamond pattern doesn't wrap around. The front actually has a little kick up that's going to cover the very tail end of the gas tank and our vent tube. It has a metal bottom, which I really liked. And this is what really makes this seat cool. The first part I showed you is a detachable cafe racer style hump, and it has a cushion with the same stitching pattern on the face of it. This is fiberglass, and it of course is black. Yeah, this thing is just pure sexy. It's gonna look amazing on the Vulcan, and the best part is, without any tools, we're gonna set this up so that you can ride two up or reattach this hump and ride solo. Yeah, this thing is amazing. The seat was actually ordered from OC Cafe Racer on eBay. He also has a website where you can order these. He can do them. You've got drop down menus for the pattern that you want to go with, the edge style, the width of the seat, if you want this Cafe Racer bump or not, wood bottom. But if you touch base with him, he'll build you what you need. Different colors, different styles, different sizes. He can even provide the seat hoops if you want. And that is OC Cafe Racer. 2 thumbs up to that guy, because he turned this around in a couple of days after I ordered it, combined all the shipping for everything for me, and had it to me from California inside of a week. 5 business days a week, not 7 days a week. Shout out to that guy. Yeah, you did an amazing job. I can't wait to see this on the bike. Again, OC Cafe Racer. Check him out. He's on eBay. I'll put a link to his eBay store and his webpage in the description. If you're looking for a seat, either Brat style or Cafe Racer style, this is the man to talk to right here. I'm going to move you over to the Vulcan so you can kind of see what we need to do over there. So this is what we're working with on the Vulcan. Still have the factory shocks on it. We've lifted the tank up substantially. So what we want is for, and of course this isn't long enough, but we want this to mount just under the tank and give us those nice smooth lines coming off the back of the bike. So we're going to have to extend this guy. It's just not long enough. And as you can see, we may have to pinch it in after we extend it to meet up with the factory frame. But we need this seat hoop to sit back here. And as you can tell, there is a lot of crap in our way. All of that is going to be cut out. So what we're going to have to do, because all this stuff is in the way, we're going to go ahead, instead of just going ahead and cutting it willy-nilly, peel back the layers of the stuff that we don't need or want. So we'll start unbolting the fender and the rear seat tie down that I had built. We'll take the tail light, turn signal, license plate light, and everything off, and get as much stuff out of the way as we can. And one little tip for you guys, when you go to take something apart, label the wires. Just a little tape and a Sharpie will do it. Because while you're sitting here, you know what it goes to. But if it's a couple days later when you come back to this thing, guaranteed you won't remember. So it's better to go ahead and label it while you know what's going on, instead of having to dig through the service manual or... Alright, so as you can see, we've got our fender drop down, all the hardware is pulled off. I've labeled all our connections. So now we'll go ahead and disconnect everything. Now you can kind of get a better idea of what we're working with here. All of this upper section is going to have to go to make room. Now would probably be a good time to lay the seat up there to see how far back we're going to need to go, just to get an eyeball and ballpark figure for it. Not doing any cutting yet. No need to break out the tape measure. We want the kick up on the seat to cover the front of the tank. Here, let me move you guys. So we want this kick up here to cover this. So for the most part, that's how it's going to look. We just need to get rid of the stuff we don't need. I think that's going to look pretty sharp. All right, so now that we've got our wiring labeled, we'll go ahead and pull that out of the way. And we know where about we're going to go. We could probably go ahead and start cutting. Alright, that's just the start to the cutting. There's the piece we're going to remove. Still need to cut the frame down a little bit and extend our seat hoop. But you get the idea. And of course, we're going to change the color from gold to red or black or something like that. But there we go. For this episode, I have ordered some more tubing so that we can extend our seat hoop. Until that comes in, we're kind of at a stopping point. So I'll leave you with a quick little walk around of how it's going to possibly sit. Of course, that seat's going to have to come down just a little bit so that the bottom of it is even with the bottom of the tank. You can see my wooden spacer there, just trying to get measurements. But yeah, once that tubing comes in, then I'll go ahead and extend that. And then the next episode for this build series, we'll extend that seat hoop and start tying it into the frame, cleaning up that rear tank mount. As you can see, we are making good progress on our Project Vulcan. Sitting on the jack right now, just ever so slightly. All the weight is on our shocks and springs. The jack is only there in case it gets bumped. I don't want it to fall over, of course. But I do want some weight on those new shocks and springs to see how much, if any, it'll settle, so we can adjust it and make sure we're going to be sitting at the ride height that we want. But until next time, guys, get up, get out there, and do it.